expert writers. The writing techniques from experts whenever you want to get better at something. Inquire of expert and seek their advice. So for those of you who want to write better, here are some lessons from famous writers. If you don't want to write things about your interest, you may find this idea apply to your pursuits. The early bird gets the word. Many writers do their writing first thing in the morning, sometimes writing as early as 4 a.m. It helps their concentration before the day's distraction begins. Everything is quiet and clean. They don't have to start doing something else before they start writing. Just do this. Sometimes it is not possible to avoid distraction, but you may not have to. The author E.B. White worked in his living room with people walk to and fro, talking and making noise. Wright claimed, the writer who waits for the ideal condition under which to work will die without putting a word on paper. It means that you shouldn't wait for your situation to be perfect, rather than focusing on your environment. Concentrate on what you can control, that is, whether or not you do the work, writing versus editing. Writers often have to distinguish between writing process and editing process. While writing, they put on paper whatever comes to mind, without worrying its quality. Novelist Barbara Kingsolver said, I have to write hundreds of pages before I got page 1. She means she ended up with many pages of writing she doesn't use before she gets one page she does use. But rather than being distressed by this, she understands it as a part of her writing process. The horror novelist Stephen King urges writers to read a lot, since other writers can provide useful examples to draw from. He especially suggests avoiding TV and use the time for reading instead. Make every day count. One thing that all these writers have in common is they write every day. They make writing a part of their regular schedule and do not deviate from that schedule. Some aim to write a certain number of pages every day. Some focus instead on others focus instead on their word counts. But however they venture it, good writers take time and effort.